Jnanakosha, Puranas.
सर्गच्च प्रतिसर्गच्च वंशो मन्वन्तराणि च वंशानुचरितं चैव पुराणं पञ्चलक्षणम्.
The Agni Purana. The Agni Purana is one of the 18 major Puranas of Hinduism. The text is variously classified as a Purana related to Shaivism, Vaishnavism, Shaktism, and Smartism, but also considered as a text that covers them all impartially without leaning towards a particular theology. The text exists in numerous versions, some very different from others. The published manuscripts are divided into 382 or 383 chapters containing between 12,000 to 15,000 verses. The chapters of the text were likely composed in different centuries, with the earliest version probably after the 7th century. But before the 11th century, because the early 11th century Persian scholar Al-Biruni acknowledged its existence in his Memoir on India. The youngest layer of the text in the Agni Purana may be from the 17th century. The Agni Purana is a medieval era encyclopedia that covers a diverse range of topics, and its 382 or 383 chapters actually deal with anything and everything, remark scholars such as Nietzsche and Ludo Rocho. Its encyclopedic secular style led some 19th century Indologists such as Horace, Heyman, Wilson to question if it even qualifies as what is assumed to be a Purana. The range of topics covered by this text include cosmology, mythology, genealogy, politics, education system, iconography, taxation theories, organization of army, theories on proper causes for war, martial arts, diplomacy, local laws, building public projects, water distribution methods, trees and plants, medicine, design and character, architecture, gemology, grammar, metrics, poetry, food and agriculture, rituals, geography, and travel guide to Mithila, Bihar and neighboring states, cultural history, and numerous other topics. Charity, the man who gratuitously teaches another a craft or a trade, or settles from him a property whereby he earns a livelihood, acquires infinite merit, from Agni Purana. The tradition has it that its title is named after Agni because it was originally recited by Agni to the sage Vasistha when the later wanted to learn about the Brahmana, and the Vasistha later recited it to Vyasa, the sage who compiled all the Vedas, Puranas, and many other historic texts. The Skanda Purana and Matsya Purana assert that the Agni Purana describes Ishana Kalpa as described by god Agni, but the surviving manuscripts make no mention of Ishana Kalpa. Similarly, medieval Hindu texts cite verses that they claim are from Agni Purana, but these verses do not exist in current editions of the text. These inconsistencies considered together have led scholars such as Rajendra Hazare to conclude that the extent of manuscripts are different than the text Kanda and Matsya Puranas are referring to. The earliest core of the text is likely a post 7th century composition, and a version existed by the 11th century. The chapters that discuss grammar and lexicography may be an addition in the 12th century, while the chapters on metrics predate 950 CE because Pingala Sutras, text by the 10th century scholar Halayudha, cites this text. The section on poetics is likely a post 900 CE composition, while its summary on Tantra is likely to be a composition between 800 to 1100 CE. The Agni Purana exists in many versions and it exemplifies the complex chronology of the Puranic genre of Indian literature that has survived into modern time. The number of chapters, number of verses, and the specific content vary across Agni Purana manuscripts. Demet and Van Witteren state that each of the Puranas is encyclopedic in style and it is difficult to ascertain when, where, why, and by whom these were written. As they exist today, the Puranas are a stratified literature. Each titled work consists of material that has grown by numerous assertions in successive historical eras. Thus, no Purana has a single date of composition. It is as if they were libraries to which new volumes have been continuously added, not necessarily at the end of the shelf, but randomly. The published manuscripts are divided into 382 or 383 chapters and ranging between 12,000 to 15,000 verses. Many subjects it covers are in specific chapters, but states Rocher these succeed one another without the slightest connection or transition. In other cases, such as its discussion of iconography, the verses are found in many sections of the Agni Purana.